Well, I'm going to give a common sense reason why gold, especially gold, probably silver too, is going to be a lot higher over the next couple months. And it's a very simple common sense reason. Now, at the risk of actually putting this out there and having a bunch of people justify it with charts, not a bunch of people, but I'll get on with that a little later, but it's common sense or business sense. Like, for instance, wasn't there a big anticipation that QE was going to be coming out around mid-September, around September 12th? So would you see what happened with the metals? Anticipation of QE priced in to the market, all the commodities going up. And then it was announced. Now, what's coming up in February, or basically February through April 2013? The fiscal cliff. April 2013 is the end of all the extensions. If there is if there is going to be extensions, the mandatory cuts come in place. If you look at if you look at the currencies, the other currencies, how the metals are priced in, the metals are actually doing pretty good. They're not doing that great against the dollar, but this is showing death to the dollar. When the fiscal cliff comes up, well, it's not going to be the dollar's dead, but it's going to go down. The index is actually going to go down, and it's going to bring the markets down. And the only thing where the money can go to, basically, that's safe, is gold, maybe silver too, maybe even silver. So, not sure about oil though. But the other problem is this: it's not too well known. I mean, yeah, you might say the economy might be looking bad during the silver fiscal cliff, the gold cliff, not the gold cliff, but the fiscal cliff. But if the economy's looking bad, usually oil goes down. But the problem is when the oil prices go down too low, see, the price of oil actually soaks up the excess dollars that are being held out there by countries. So in other words, if a country has keep on hand so many dollars to buy oil, because that's what's oil is traded into the international market, bring the price of oil down, they don't need to hold as many dollars. So actually oil prices being high can save the dollar for a lot longer. That's another thing. That's why I'm kind of surprised the elite, or whatever the hell it is, the powers that be, didn't actually move up the price of oil. But I'm suspecting that everything's going to start moving up here pretty fast. And it's going to be because the market is going to anticipate what's going to happen with the fiscal cliff coming up in early 2013. Gold has to go up. If you had all the dollars in the world jumping into gold, gold would be easily $50,000 an ounce. Easy. It'd be probably a lot more than that. I don't know how it would be counted, but it would be a hell of a lot higher than it is today. So it's like, they can't really move into euros, and if the dollar's not looking so safe anymore, it's going to bring more people into gold, because the fiscal cliff is probably going to cause another downgrade in U.S. debt. See, I see this plain as day. I know a lot of other people don't see this. I almost hate putting this out there, because you might have somebody like BJF listening to this garbage, and he'll start justifying his MACDs like he tried playing that game with the Lindsey Williams prediction. Pretty certain that's where he got his impetus to push $100 silver, because LW was pushing it for 2011. And, it's justify it with the charts afterwards. I'm quite aware of that game. But anyway, common sense or business sense goes a hell of a lot farther than charts in many cases. It does. Because you're never going to know. I mean, charts might tell you where the resistance points are, but you're never going to know which way the direction is going to change and why it's going to change. And business sense or common sense will tell you that. It's quite obvious, really. Why is the dollar strength so strong? Because the euro looks so bad. I mean, that's a lot of it right there. But what is China doing? They're buying gold, aren't they? They're buying gold even though they're the largest gold producer. I know people have been hearing this shit forever and a day. But there is something coming up. Maybe it's 4 months from now is February, or, up to 7 months from now, April, that the fiscal cliff will hit. And you just know what that means to gold. Gold would have to go up. Actually, I think it's going to be pretty bullish for silver too. And I don't know if, there's a lot of problems going on with the government budgets and all this kind of crap. The old game is diversion is war. The diversion of people is war. So I'm assuming that Romney's going to win. There's a number of predictions out there. It's looking pretty decent chance that he's going to win. And he is totally in the hip pocket of those that want to go to war with Iran. So I would think the war with Iran would start probably late March or sometime in the spring. That's what I would think. Right around the time the fiscal cliff is hitting. So, oil's going to go up, gold's going to go up, silver's going to go up. I think silver too. Silver's kind of tough to figure because the economy goes down, it's not good for silver, but I think a lot of things are going to hit at the same time in early 2013. So I think that right now people that are traders and investors are they're going to start moving into gold harder and harder. They're not going to wait for some. I don't know if they want to wait for $1,500 pullback, go right ahead. I think there's a lot of people realizing that gold is going to be a hell of a lot higher when that fiscal cliff comes, and that's what's going to cause it to be higher before even 2012 is over with because they're anticipating it, and that's a very important common sense consideration. I think I'm dead on with this, and I'm not using any charts. I mean, I don't know where is it going to wind up. I think gold might be, 1,900 to 2,000 by the end of the year. Crazy, huh? You think that's crazy? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, not too many people are calling for that number. I don't think there are. I don't know. I don't really look around at the other channels to hear what they say. I don't really look at that stuff. I look at major media, but I use my common sense. So, I know it's got to be gold's going to go up during a fiscal cliff. The stock market ain't going to go up. They're going to go tanking. But gold will go up. Gold will go up. There's too many dollars out there. And, if gold goes up, like I said, to divert the people, they're probably going to have their war right around that time. It's all going to coalesce to one big storm. And, if there's tensions in the Middle East, that'll be more impetus for gold to rise. But there's limits on how much it's going to rise all at once. Because as soon as it goes over 2,000, there's idiots out there saying 5,000 in a year. Those kind of people, and they'll predict 5,000 after, say, it goes to 2,000. What the hell good are they? They're worthless. And actually, maybe if it gets up to 2,000, 2,200 or whatever, it's going to have a pullback again. That's why I can't stand these guys that are talking on this shit because I could pretty much just use plain common sense, business sense, and make more accurate predictions than these other clowns out there with all their bullshit. So I got to say that I'm going to state right now, I think gold and probably silver is going to be a lot higher by the end of the year, and it might be up to record highs in very, very early 2013. So we shall see. And like I'm going to say, what the reason is again, it's common sense, business sense. Everybody in the world knows the fiscal cliff is coming up between February and April of 2013. Everybody knows that. It's not going to be good for the dollar. It's not going to be good for the bond ratings, by Moody's, or when Moody's might downgrade the bonds. It's not going to be good for the markets. Where are those dollars going to go? Pretty much, it ain't going to go to the euro, It's probably going to go to gold. A lot of it. I mean, not all of it. I mean, if all the dollars went to gold, yeah, gold would be $50,000 an ounce or some garbage. But, I mean, just has to be some of it going to gold, and that's going to make the major difference. It's plain, obvious fact. It's a plain, obvious fact. So in anticipation of this, that's going to drive up gold prices before the event even occurs. So I think that's a solid bet. Do whatever you want, but I would be very comfortable actually buying gold right now.